So somewhere right now, someone is about to spend 30, maybe even $40,000 getting a new place ready for Airbnb. So new furniture, really new everything. And they're about to build it for a version of Airbnb that frankly no longer exists. And maybe that someone is you. And y'all, here is the strange part. I would still start an Airbnb in 2026. I would just not do it the same way that we did it 11 years ago. And that is because the easy era, the one that created, frankly, thousands of new hosts, is actually over on Airbnb. And so I'm not here to convince you to start an Airbnb. I'm actually here to help you not start it wrong. And so in the next few minutes, I want to show you what changed and exactly what I would do differently if I were starting today. And some of y'all watching this video should absolutely start an Airbnb, but some of you should not. And by the end of this video, you'll know which one you are. So let me take you back a little bit. When I started Airbnb, the math was almost forgiving. So in my market, big homes were rare. So if you had a large place, you stood out by simply just existing. So your furniture could be old, the design could frankly just be average, and that's the whole point. Back then, the market forgave average. But today on Airbnb, average will get you buried incredibly quickly. And back when we started, guests weren't comparing you against 20 other listings. They were just relieved to find a place that fit their group requirements. And quick context if we have met, I've been hosting for over 11 years, hosted more than 10,000 guests, and in the last year, I've audited over 100 listings in communities all across the country. And so on this, y'all, I'm not guessing. I've watched the easy era arrive and I've actually watched it end. And here's the line I want you to hold on to. The old Airbnb lets you figure it out later. Now, the new version of Airbnb, it rewards the hosts who figure it out first. But before I show you the moment I knew what had changed, I need to show you why so many people, especially those here on YouTube, think that Airbnb is actually just frankly over. And if you've been doing a little research and starting your Airbnb, you've probably seen some of these videos, you've probably seen the threads, and you frankly may have seen some of those hosts who have filmed their empty calendar and saying, okay, y'all, I'm out. And frankly, the story is almost always the same. Airbnb saturated. I missed the window. And y'all, I'll be straight with you. They're not lying. Those calendars that they show, well, they were actually empty. But here's the twist. Saturation is actually real in some markets. But I can tell y'all that most hosts aren't failing because their market is full. They're failing because their listing is unclear. And it may have worked for years and then quietly it just stopped working. And nobody sends you a letter or really a notice for that matter when this happens. And y'all, real quick, if that reframe was useful, let me tell you what this channel is. I'm not here to sell you the dream. This channel is for people who want to build a real profitable and peaceful Airbnb business, not a shortcut. And if that is the kind of advice that you're looking for, I want to invite you to hit like and subscribe. And y'all, I'll keep giving it to you that way each and every single week. Now, let me show you what changed. And I'm going to start with one of my own properties. So one of our very first properties was this historic home in the Hyde Park neighborhood of Kansas City. And y'all, for years, I barely even thought about it. And for years, this property just worked. It was one of our best earning property. The calendars filled up, the reviews were good. I didn't have to do that much with this property. And then something small started bothering me. I noticed that the guests were spending more time looking at other listings than they were looking at mine. Same neighborhood, same kind of guests, same price range even. And then one day it hit me. They weren't comparing my place to the market anymore. They were comparing it to other operators, people who were entering the market and really treating it like a business. Real design, real photos, places that looked intentional. Ours just really started to look tired. And I'm gonna be straight with you, that kind of stung a little bit. And so I went back and refreshed the whole thing. New design, new photos, and a place that was frankly fine before became a place that now got chosen again. And it was actually in that moment that I started understanding that things had frankly changed on Airbnb. The game has shifted from, oh, I have a big place to, hey, your place is better than the one right next to it. And that's not saturation. That is professionalization. Airbnb frankly did not die. It just frankly grew up a little bit. And now here's where a lot of new hosts overcorrect. They hear the bar is higher, so they start panicking and they start buying things. A fire pit, a hot tub, a bigger backyard, more amenities, more money. Right? Now, let me show you a place I audited in Tempe. And on paper, this place looked like a winner. 4 bedroom, it sleeps seven, and it actually has a super host running it. 8 years of experience, and the whole listing was built around the backyard. Now, think pool, hot tub, the works. And y'all, the ratings on this property, well, it was a 4.27. And a place with that much going for it, well, that is not a small problem. That is frankly a major leak. And so I read the reviews, and the same story shows up over and over again. So guess who booked this property for the backyard? And when they arrive, in some cases, the pool wasn't working. One of the guests showed up to find the pool equipment had no motor at all. The hot tub kept shutting off. The fire pit in the photos was missing altogether. Half of the backyard furniture, well, most of that was gone. And one of the reviews, I think, really captured it. It said the photos show the place when everything was new. That is because every amenity is a promise. And so the pool, well, that wasn't an amenity anymore. It was the reason that guests stopped trusting everything in this listing. So in this case, you have a superhost, 8 years of experience with a rating pulled down to 4.27. Frankly, by promises that the property could not keep. And what I want you to understand is that every amenity that you add is one more promise that could actually break before a guest arrive. And think of this really more of like one more thing that could break and earn you a bad review. So before you go and buy that hot tub, before you furnish the backyard, y'all, before you even sign anything on a new property, I want you to hear this. What Airbnb in 2026 rewards is not the longest amenity list. It is one core guest experience done right each and every time. As a new host, I want you to master the core of your business, then add. That's because the old Airbnb, well, it let you figure it out later. Now, the new Airbnb rewards hosts who figure it out first. And y'all, this is the part that leads me to the uncomfortable part. If the bar is much higher and frankly, the business is a lot more complex, well, that is not a business for everyone. And so let me be the person that tells you the truth. So Airbnb is no longer passive income. And if we're really being honest, it really never was. But today, it's not even close. So if passive income is what pulled you in this, I think really hard about it. Because the people who expect passive money are the people who are most likely to quit first. And to do Airbnb right, it takes understanding design, operations, a little bit of marketing, guest psychology even. And now the big one, a lot of people want to automate this before they even understand it. And what I want you to know is you can't automate a process you've never run. And when you do this, you're simply paying for tools to repeat your mistakes faster. And so here's the test. If everything I've said so far in this video sounds like useful information, I want you to listen to it. But if this sounds exciting, I want you to stay with me because you might be exactly the kind of host who's best positioned to win on this new Airbnb. Because here's the flip side. Everything that makes this harder is also the things that protect you. So when the easy era ended, well, some of the tourists left. The set it and forget it crowd, well, they also left. And what is left now then is actually room. And by this, I mean room for people who are willing to do the work that most people won't. So here's the part that I promised you. If I was starting from scratch today, here's what I would do differently. I wouldn't actually start with furniture. I would start with demand. I would study the market, really, really study the market before I bought a single thing. I would not design for every single guest. I would pick one kind of guest and build the whole place around that particular guest. So think traveling nurses, think remote workers, think families. And I wouldn't price to fill every single night on my calendar. I would actually price to grow my margin and to get those early reviews, which frankly decide the whole game. And so 11 years ago, none of this mattered as much. The market was patient. Well, today it isn't. And for the right person, that is not a disadvantage. That really is the entire edge. And if you're sitting there thinking, okay, Seth, where do I even start with this thing? That is the right question because we've put together a free Airbnb setup checklist. It is not a list of every single thing, but it is a list of the things that you need and frankly, the items that you don't need and can ignore because they don't actually impact your revenue or reviews. The link is down below in the description. Go ahead and grab it. So here's a question I want you to ask yourself. Don't ask yourself, is Airbnb worth it? Ask yourself, am I willing to build a real version of Airbnb? The one that actually takes a strategy, not just a spare guest room. And if that answer is yes, if that answer is quietly, truly yes, then I don't think you've missed anything. So the old Airbnb lets you figure it out later. Now, the new Airbnb requires that you figure it out first. So is it still worth it to start an Airbnb in 2026? My honest answer is yes, but not the way that most advice here on YouTube make it sound. Not the passive income version, not the just buy a place and list it version. It is worth it if you're willing to treat it like the real business that, frankly, Airbnb has become. The easy era is over, and if you're the right person, well, that may be the best news that you've gotten from this entire video. Because the competition you're afraid of, most of them will not do what it takes. I think you will. So if you're leaning towards yes in starting an Airbnb, don't touch the furniture yet. Don't write the listing description yet. Don't spend $1 until you've done one thing. You need to first figure out whether or not your specific market can even support what you're planning to build. Because the question is Airbnb saturated? Well, that is the wrong question. The question you should be asking is my market saturated? Because frankly, your answer to that question decides the whole game. And there are just two numbers that helps you answer that question. And I show you exactly how to check them in under 10 minutes in the next video. Because if you're serious about getting this decision right, that is the one to watch next. Because when you pair what you've learned in this video with that one, you're going to be ahead of 90% of the other hosts in your market. I'll see you over there.